Good evening from the Kingdom of Balance. This is Princess of Balance here with day 198 of going through the bundle for racial justice and equality of itch.io. I do this showcase nowadays once a week on Mondays to take a look at 3 games from this bundle. Today we'll be looking at games number 592 to 594. This has like 1200 games, so we're just doing 3 per day. And so today's 592 is Whipped and Steamy Cosplay Café by Whales and Games. This would be our 3rd game by Whales and Games. They put a lot of games in that bundle, it seems. Then we have Hermit the Sluggish Catterpillar by Sharpstone Studios, and ending with Escaped Chasm by Temi. Yeah, so that's our 3 games for today. I'm almost reaching my 600th game. In a few sessions I'll be there, and really excited. I'll be halfway done with this bundle. I heard some notification here. What's going on? Musky Draws. Thank you for joining the Balance Alliance. Welcome. We're just about starting our indie stream today. Oh, artist from Whipped and Steamy here. Awesome. Welcome. Yeah, we're just about to start your game. Yeah, I've been enjoying the art on the itch page so far. Haven't seen the game yet. But yeah, looks interesting. Sounds interesting. I've been playing other games from this bundle that were also based around cafes and stuff. Looking to see your spin on this. Yeah, welcome. So we're gonna be, let's see, starting very shortly. Let's get closer. Right. Let's open that. It's been a while. It's been a while. All right, here we go. So, Whipped and Steamy Cosplay Cafe. If anyone in chat wants to check out this game, you can get it at whalesandgames.itch.io. And at the moment, I think it's available for free. It's name your price, so you can pay $1 or $100, whatever you want. Love that model of itch. So yeah, I really really appreciate the art. It's very very interesting, very like it draws you in, basically. Like it's like it highlights the features very prominently. Really like the text as well. The font and the banner is really nice. So far I've seen like most of games by Whales and Games are pretty fantastic. Like the art is always very like it stands out a lot. Yeah, very nicely done. Mar says our brain is ruined, and the first thing that came to mind was Whip and Nene. What's Nene? I'm probably not familiar with this term. Whip, I know what whip is. I mean, I know several variations of whip. Not sure which one it's talking about, but Whipped and Steamy. Yeah, that's the name of the game. So, says, come and relax with a hot and steamy coffee. In a town where adult entertainment is the new best thing, the Whipped and Steamy Cafe is the best fun for all cosplayers with a wild and adventurous side. No shirts, no shoes, no shame, and only the best service. Okay, but this cafe needs an extra pair of hands to stay steamy. Fortunately, our brand new hire, Café, just got the job. With a stoic demeanor and an utter lack of interest for the job, she'll have to manage the plans and decorations of every day and meet up with the clientele, and who knows, maybe even make some unlikely friends. Enough about that. Fire up for an experience that only a cosplay cafe can provide. Here's hoping your time at the cafe is just like we like our coffee, hot, steamy, and with skimpy clothing. Like, okay, I can see that for a salad, like with less dressing, but I don't see how dressing fits with coffee. I think there is isn't there like another term where you like don't put a lot of milk in and it's called something like that? Oh, you mean like the whipped creams and stuff? Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Content warning. Whipped and Steamy Cosplay Cafe contains content that is not appropriate for all ages and is not suggested for viewing at work. While the game contains no explicit imagery, explicit sex, or genitalia, it still contains writing that could be considered explicit and suggestive imagery. If you wish to record a video or make a stream on the game, but are worried about this content, you can turn off the most suggestive content by disabling show artwork on the journal setting. I see. Well, that's a shame, but you know, I would have liked to see I would be curious because artwork is like one of the best features of this game. I guess I can do it offline. A segmented visual novel with business and management simulation elements. I like that. That's a really cool idea. Select the coffee of the day, the snacks, and the decoration to appeal to different groups of cosplayers. Plan to increase group interest, tips, and come up with your own strategies. Try to juggle between keeping them all happy or see if appealing to some is more profitable. 6 cosplayers to meet. Try to appeal to their sense of decoration, and you might see them more than a few times, and maybe even see more of them, if you know what we mean. They would like a lot of coffee. That's what we mean here. Consider unspeakable by Apple standards. What? Considered unspeakable of by Apple standards? So they won't allow this in their app? Huh. Wow. One-handed mode because you'll ask for it anyways. Just use your cursor to make all the decisions. Cursor. So are we saying like arrow keys cursor or? Okay. Interesting. I never seem to have this problem with hands. I'm not an octopus. Rifna says I'm an octopus. Okay, so I'm gonna catch up on chat now. I just wanted to finish reading the description first. Okay, so Mars says it's a song that got memed really hard. Oh. Okay, well, I missed that meme altogether. I should catch up on that. That also I probably wrote it wrong, but okay. Well, I'll look it up anyway at some point. We might have been tired when we wrote this. We crunched in a month? Really? Wow. That's really hardcore for something like this. Was there a deadline? Oh, it was for a jam, right? Okay, that makes sense actually. Okay, well, let's try this out. So if anyone had missed it earlier when I was talking about this, this game comes with a lot of content warning for adult content, mature content, and not to be viewed at work or probably not at school either, but I don't think anyone listens to that one. Also, I'm gonna switch off because I'm for certain terms of services. I'll be switching off an option that shows the extra explicit stuff. That looks really cool. That like the shine. Okay. Now where is that? Is it here? See, I love this color thing. See, the other game that I played from Wales and Games, Super Sellout. Super Sellout also had such, like a nice usage of primary colors like this, and I appreciate that. It's a very distinct thing that I've seen in like the games by Wales and Games so far. Profiles, interesting. So show artwork. Okay, that's what we need to switch off. Profiles. Interesting. I haven't met this. Oh, okay. Profiles of people you meet. There's glossary. Learn about this term. Maybe I should talk to some more customers about it. Interesting comments there. Resolution is fine. Music and stuff is fine, I think. It's not too over intense. No? Okay. Then I missed a couple of messages. We might have been tired. Okay, I read that. Mars says, nice to see a person who worked on the game on chat. Yeah, it is always nice when the devs and the artists and the designers, everyone, when they show up, like anyone from the production team, when they show up, it's like, I love hearing from them because they know all the secrets, all the ins and outs of the game. No pun intended. There was there's and I like chatting with them too because it's actually the devs are the people I'm doing this stream for anyway. For them, like, they're one of the main reasons. Because I started this project 2 years ago for this bundle because I appreciated that so many people donated their game to this bundle. So I was like, I want to just show appreciation to every single game by streaming every single one of them, at least enough to showcase them. I've accidentally finished a few of the games on stream because they were really short, but most of the time I just do a little bit. Okay, we're starting. There's bunnies here. And another chat there. Okay, it's paused. So pretty. Our programmer might show up at some point. He gets a bit nervous when looking at streams of our games. Okay, that's fine. The recording will be there. So if he builds up his comfort, he can watch it later too. And I also put all of my streams, all the indie streams at least, on YouTube. So you can check out my YouTube channel and check it out later. It's gonna last much longer over there. You can just type in !YouTube to get the link to my YouTube. Alright, so we got this, that's the main character, I think. She's, they're the one who, like, Café, the one who's uninterested in stuff. They have a robot t-shirt and a robot tattoo. Interesting choices. Maybe they've been called a robot in their life, so they decided to embrace that identity. That's a possibility. I can see. I can see some like piercings as well. So I mean, it's a step towards that. And I'm there's a flaming. What is that? Lady space? Huh. Interesting. Looks a lot like She-Ra. I feel like it's inspired from She-Ra. And I'm trying to read that one. What's this? Does it say hunk punks? Is that what it says? That fits the picture, so. Trying to see what this says, but I'm not sure. The mighty horn dog. Wow. Okay, that is a fantastic pun. The mighty horn dog. It's like a dog with a unicorn horn on it. Bun buns, my bun buns. And a banana and a donut. Okay. Yeah, okay, I have a tendency to like just, you know, not progress through the game and just get lost in all the looking at everything. But yeah, that's this is fantastic. Punks, yes, okay. This is the place, huh? It seems about right. It smells like coffee. Well, obviously, it's a cafe. Whipped and Steamy Cafe, looking for a part-time waiter. Urgent, no experience required. Preferably some management skills and the habit of washing one's hands. Oh, that's a very, very low bar. That is a very low bar. Mar says, oh, that fiery lady can, I don't know, scorch me? Smoke this fish, grill it. I don't know, I'm without jokes. I mean, you know, Shira is like especially the newer rendition. It was very you know, there's a lot of sword lesbian you know, tone in it. So I mean, that one looks like, this one looks Lady Space looks a lot more aggressive than how Shira comes across. So it could be a bit more, I mean, I imagine the genre would be a bit more action, I guess. More action, less talking. You know, that kind of leaning in that direction. Yeah. So it's a very low bar for this job. Not that I've managed anything before, but a job is a job. Wonder if I can convince the manager to tinker the coffee machine into some cool contraption that flings the drinks from afar. That'd be sweet. I have an impression that Café wants to work in a robot factory where like things are juggling around. Speaking of which, where's the manager? This place is opening in a few minutes. Oh, the manager's a wolf? No. It's the red coat implies fox, right? I know very little about furry communities, like actual furry communities, like so I don't know how much like which ones are more popular, wolves or foxes. I mean, the internet gives the impression that foxes are like kind of like the poster fur of furries, but well, wolves are supposed to be pretty popular too. But this one sounds like it's leaning towards fox. Years after, we haven't figured out yet if he's a wolf or a fox. We think the latter. Okay. A red wolf or a regular fox. I mean, that's the two options. Oh, a furry, never seen one. Just joking. Lola and Tara are furries. We have some in our group too, but they're not very they don't like embrace the label so much. You know, it's like more like because again, you know, we kind of grew up away from all the cultural components of it of North America, so we kind of have our own takes on things. So it doesn't necessarily always fit with the culture of those communities. Ooh, Mrs. Sorry for the delay. The suit's tail got stuck in the car. Oh, that must be annoying. You know, annoying for two reasons. One is like, it's probably awkward to get it out, and then the other thing is you might ruin it accidentally. I mean, I'm noticing that the tail is moving, so there must, if this is a suit, it's very sophisticated. There must be some sort of mechanism going on in there. I know that there's some tails that and ears that respond to your brainwaves. Those are expensive, but they do exist. It's okay, I only just got here myself too. Mr. Wolfman, was it? Kind of makes sense with the context of the suit. You must be Café, the one that's applied for a waiter position through our online offer. Café, the coffee waitress at the cafe. Sounds woof. Sounds woof. Okay, well now it's an adjective as well. It's a description of an emotion too. Cool. You're hired. That was must have been the fastest job interview ever. Just like that, no interview or anything. We're kind of in a pickle here, Mrs. With the cosplay convention in town, it's peak sales period, and we are understaffed. His natural hair beard color seems to be close to the suit as well. This is interesting. I wonder if that's his natural hair color or if he colored it to be closer to the suit's color. Interesting. He has 2 pens. Why does he have 2 pens in his pocket? That seems very like it's an interesting choice. Like, why 2 pens? Terracotta says, I'm a clay girl. I have nothing of furry to me. I guess, there's furry is very sometimes used in a generic way, but yeah, leans towards furs. That's usually what's expected. Okay, I do have one albino bat fursona, but that proves nothing. And bats are... bats are usually not too fuzzy. I mean, they are mammals, right? They do have fur, but like they also have like leathery wings, so it kind of like half and half, proportion-wise, So yeah, that whatever, however way you like to see it, because it's your persona, not other people's, right? So. And Lola says, please tell me there are bunny ears like that, please. It wouldn't be actual bunny ears, but heck, I take anything at this point. The one I've seen are cat ears, but I think you can probably modify them to have bunny ears. Yeah, I mean, the mechanism underneath the ears is what makes it move. But what you put on the outside, I'm sure the cat ears can be modified easily to have like a bunny ear instead, right? Okay. I've also been working on opening a second location, which will need my immediate attention. So I need a manager to hold this fort meanwhile. Oh, that's a lot of responsibility. You can serve a coffee, plan for the day, and not get too messy. Then you're already more than qualified. Sounds simple enough. Cosplay. New glossary term. Here at Whipped and Steamy Cafe, we get a lot of customers that like getting really into character with their cosplays. Woof. That characterization should also extend to our employees. Go into the storage and grab any dress that tickles your fancy. I get the impression that the Café is a bit intrigued by all this. Like the expression kind of feels that way right now. We've got bikini armor, latex gear, fursuits, maid attires, you name it. We're prepared for all kinds of different tastes and needs. Pick up whichever you're most comfortable with. I'm not here to judge. Woof. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's... I like this one. What is that? Is that a Mario hat? Doesn't feel like it. It looks a bit like it, but like the heart symbol on it, it's kind of, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. There's like a devil tail on it with the heart. It is cute, right? It's super cute. That fits you perfectly, missus. New glossary term, kink. I thought you said it was meant to be related to some kind of kink. Well, one of our previous waitresses wore it without any other clothes before. Oh well, that would do it. Huh. You do you, now let's get down to business, woof. I like that when he puts his fursuit back on, his eyes blink. And when he takes it off, they just stare into space. Would have been funny if they still continued to blink even after he took the head off. That'd be hilarious. Let me give you a quick roundup of your duties. I'm interested in the glossary right now. There's like... Let's see what the glossary on kink is. Because that'd be interesting. I rarely read about kink in a game. Okay. Sexology, kink. An informal term used to describe specific sexual tastes, typically of the unusual nature. Okay. So it's more like it's written more like a paraphilia. Because kink is actually way more diverse than that. Like there's like a lot of kinks that are not sexual, right? So anyway, that's good enough for this game, right? Probably a succubus cafe type of deal. Yeah, possibly. I haven't played that game, so I don't know. He is the fursuit. Yeah, I'm finding that very fascinating. Taste for cat girls. Was that a real in reference to what I said about kink? The reason I mentioned the kink thing is because, like, I'm part of a lot of asexual groups too, and there's a lot of people who are into kink but not into sex. So it's there's definitely a broader umbrella of kink than society sexualizes a lot of things that they don't fully understand, kind of like how trans people are also sexualized often. So yeah, they did that with kink as well for a long time. Where are we at? As you may have noticed already, here at Whipped and Steamy Cafe, we serve a wide variety of customers with very adult tastes. My roommate tells me that adult games and movies are all the rage now. She's constantly trying to tell me about all her favorites. Eromedia. I've never heard that term, but I can see why it exists. Eromedia, it's called. Exactly. Most of our customers are cosplayers from popular Ero novels and media. You have no idea how much money we spend on sanitation, especially with all the sweat from how hot it has been. Yeah, so more so in the summer. Anyhow, most of our customers could be narrowed down into different groups of similar tastes. Oh, interesting. Each day before we open up, I'd like you to make some management decisions. Decorate the place, decide on what we're going to serve to the customers, and so on. Your decisions may attract different groups of customers to come in and how much they decide to spend. Cater the place to them, and they might even leave some good tips. However, if you stick too much to the same food menu and other groups of cosplayers might start losing interest in the place. We're known for having kings as fresh as our coffee. Okay. Awesome. You might still attract some non-cosplayers, but they tend to be less generous than our average customers, who like giving extra because of the experience. Sounds about right. We'll leave you to it then. If you need anything, I left you a few additional instructions on the counter. Trying to open a second cafe on the other side of town, so I'll be trusting you to manage this place. I think it'll take about 2 weeks. I'll drop in to check how things are going every now and then. What? Expected the work to last a bit longer than that. Well, if you do a good enough job, I'll be up for making you the official part-time manager of this location. Show me some good profits, and if I bark of joy, you'll have a bright future ahead of you. Bunnies. Your goal. Mr. Wolfman has entrusted you to manage the Whipped and Steamy Cafe. Reach a total of $6,800 in cumulative earnings, and you'll be hired as the full-time manager of the place. You'll be able to create an endless save. Huh. Endless save. Interesting. You can see your cumulative earnings at the start of a day by hovering over the bank bill next to the money post in during the management phase. Interesting. Okay. Sorry in advance if the glossary is a bit shallow in some description. Oh, that's totally fine. I mean, one of my special interests is sexuality and kinks and all that, so I get very detail oriented when it comes to that, but it's not a criticism of what's actually in the game. I'm just using the material in the game to have more conversations about the topic. That's all. Dronan. Hi, Dronan. I heard you're doing better now, so I'm happy to hear that. It's too bad I can't stream this with all the art on, because I would have liked to seen it. Well, here I am. I don't really know if I'll even stick for long, but I do need the money. I'd much rather be working full-time with machines, but see, I knew it. So into robots. Made that very obvious from the start. Machines, but if this helps me pay my debts, it could be interesting to stick around for the long haul. I mean, you could dress up as a robot. You know, that would be fun. Cosplay a robot. Yeah. Well then, time to get to work. Buns, day one. Alright. So, I didn't get to even see what's in the storage and what kind of people normally come in. So we're gonna be just going into it by our best guess, I suppose. Regular coffee sells for $3. No effects. Okay, so what kind of snacks can we add? Cream pie, watermelon granita. Probably made by farmers that are also wizards. Many customers giggle when asking for this one. Cream pie. Yeah, I can see that. I feel like something happened with cream pies recently. What was it? Someone made a pun about that. I can't remember now. Croissant cuffs. They were right. They kind of look like bracelets. They do. Yeah, they always look like that. Walnuts, tough ones to crack. Wanda wafer? Not only is it mystic, it's also phallic. Is it? I don't. Well, maybe the art has been modified a bit. The price tag is hiding the full picture. So, buck cake, $1 each plus the tip. Okay. Honey toast, bee fluids all over your toast. I like that description. That is actually so accurate. It is so literally what it is. I like that one. Condom sweets. What do you mean they're not meant to be eaten? No, seriously, they're not meant to be eaten? They're supposed to be snacks. They're supposed to be eaten. Very nice design though. Like some of them are wrapped and some of them are not. Huh. Swiss cheese, the glory hole of dairy. That's pretty accurate. Peach, sweet but kind of an ass. Huh. Banana and donut, a match made in the horniest heaven. We also have a poster about it, so that's kind of interesting. No, that was a donut and a banana on the poster. Nipple muffin, the nut represents the nipple. just in case no one noticed. Just in case no one realized that, we describe it. So that's nice. Corn cops popcorn. Spread buttery justice all over their criminal bodies. Wow. Truffles, delicious chocolate, and it goes extremely well with coffee. I'm trying to read things into it, but that sounds like a very non-suggestive thing. Sausages, the jokes write themselves. Yes, that's fine. Fortune cookies, bad luck and misfortune will infest your pathetic soul for all eternity. Wait, it's not fortune, it's Fortunt? Fortunt cookies? Instant noodles, now with almost real shrimp. Okay, that's fun. Alright, so let's get the ones that get a lot of tip. Cream pie seems to be a very... Oh, the glory hole one? Exotic tips, 100%. Exotic interest. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Sells for $1.50, I think. So Terracotta says no kinks for me unless I guess a love for nerds count, but I doubt. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the thing with most human experiences is it's so much because we can't actually measure how each of us feels and compare them. It's so hard to say what we're describing as like if the words we're used to describe what we're feeling actually matches up with what someone else is using. So it's like yeah, so it could count if you want. That's what I was trying to get at. Years later, found a typo. Great. Oh, okay, that was a typo. Sorry, I work as a QA in my day job, so I'm just very observant of things. That's all. I'm sure most people didn't notice. I didn't notice in the first glance either, so. Alright, so next, I think a Swiss cheese sounds pretty cool. I like these as well, croissant cuffs. That's exotic tips. That's vanilla tips. Can we have 2 types of snacks? It's kind of weird to have only one. Fine, we're gonna just go with the standard boring thing, the cream pie. For today. Oh, right, we have to spend money to get them. That's what we had to do. Did I actually pick it? Oh, there we go. Got it. Alright, decorations. Oh, expected market. Okay, that's what it was about. So we got like, how much percentage is that? 30% vanilla. We got 10% non-cosplayers, 30% exotic, and 30% fantasy. Okay, so we're covering the vanilla people today, it seems. Okay. Let's see, decorations. Feather duster, tickle the dust and people away. Magic wand will take you to fantastic places. Handcuffs break or force the chains of love. The doll looks sad while deflated. Let's cheer her up. Sexy dice for good fun and to get lucky. I really don't like it. I haven't had good experience with dice. Phallic candles. Now that's a hot tip. I do like the pun, yeah. Sexy board games. We hope they don't ruin the mood. Oil bottle smells like pansies and sweat. Okay. Bikini armor. Glamour before protection. Bun bun statue. Hey, I kind of like the bun buns. I think I'm gonna go for that. Sugar cubes give your drink some sugar, baby. Inflatable tentacles. I don't know what the octopus is getting from this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is an octopus tentacle specifically here. Submission Mania posters. The next game in the series will be a massive Royal Rumble. Degenerate poster. Banned from most nightclubs in this zone. Wow. Sundara Shark trophy. What a fine catch, Buck. That's hilarious. Underwear flags. Ball pit. Porn magazine. It's called hentai and it's art. Well, it's true. It is art, right? Like it's art, as in like you have to actually draw stuff. Panty shot made figure. Okay. Big booty. It's a fine day to plunder me hearties. Cuffs and restraints. Heart balloons. Bun buns clock. You know, I think we should go with bun buns. And I don't have money for that. We're gonna just put that in. No, I don't have enough money for another one. I don't know. I don't like any of these for now. No special happenings. Okay. What's this help? Oh, help. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see how the day goes. Let's start the day. Sale time. Cool. Okay, so the sales are automatic. Cool. Exotic. Non-cosplayer. Okay, so it's the categories show up basically all at once. So let's see how we did. We got vanilla 11. The highest sales total was from fantasy today. Highest tips were from vanilla. Cream pie. Okay, cool. As a QA tester, you're going to have a field trip with this one. Any feedback is great for our newest projects though, so thanks. Yeah, so far I haven't seen any flaws. That was the only typo. I've seen games that have never been through QA and because the company decided that it wasn't important or something like that, because even in production they looked horrendous. For the most part, most of the games I've tested most of the games I showcased so far from this bundle, I rarely find any bugs or any serious issues. Yeah, I mean, I think indie game devs are generally very cautious about those things. Special customer. Ooh. Huh, seems like no one stayed until late today. Hey, it's the Bun Bun statue. Seems like I will be leaving my turn earlier tonight. Yeah. Seems like no special customer visited the cafe tonight. The chances of a special customer appearing are based on group interest, meaning you have a higher chance at being visited by a cosplayer if your non-cosplayer interest is lower. Oh. Make sure that your groups are balanced properly to assure you get the best profits and still manage to score a customer. Makes sense. Day 2. Well, we made some money. Oh, we have other types of coffee. I didn't realize it. No special happenings. Vanilla cream coffee. You know what? Let's look at the expected thing. So we still got. Okay, vanilla went up. The tips 0.45. Something went up there. Exotic is still 30. Okay. So non-cosplayers isn't too high, so let's not cater to them today. This is very sweet beverage, spicy and peppy, and adventure on every sip. A blend for serious, determined people. I'll put the vanilla cream coffee there. And I'm kind of leaning towards the honey toast today. Go with that. Magic wand. Let's go with that because we're gonna have fantasy with that. Okay, let's put that in. Awesome. Cool. Oh, things changed. Vanilla went up. When did this actually change? Ah. So when I change these things, this thing changes. That's how it works. All right. Yeah, I got unlucky with that first night, it seems. Wow, that's a cool costume. I see like green numbers here. Non-cosplayers there. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Ooh. I think I got some good money. Ah, oh, fancy. Love that outfit. That crown. Oh, that crown is so interesting. No, I don't want a crown like that. I like tiaras better than crowns. But I find that really interesting. That spikiness, it fits with everything else. But it's also like something that stands out. Interesting. I like the little band-aid on the teacup. That's a lot of spikes. Here's hoping they're made of plastic or something soft. There has to be a line to where making a cosplay ends and it becomes designing a medieval weapon or device of torture. Approach carefully, Café. This one can poke your eyes out. Good evening. Can I serve you anything? The only thing you'll be serving is your kingdom on a silver platter while licking my boots and begging for a slashing. Getting right into it, huh? It's like there's like no foreplay or anything. You know, just we don't have silver platters, I'm pretty sure. No, I mean in the game we don't have. I didn't see it in the inventory. We have silver platters here, but that's not gonna work. Do you believe that you can defy my commands, you dirty little pig? Wow. Getting they are I think there needed to be a bit more discussion ahead of time, you know.
Yeah.
I think it would have been interesting if what this said actually matched the outfit that she's wearing. Yeah. Yeah, something that fits. Oh great, we got a problematic customer. Something wrong? Did we serve you the wrong coffee? I could change it if you want. What do you mean if you want? What I want, I get, you pathetic excuse of a servant. You don't make offers to your queen, you only live to serve her and beg. If I command you to oink, you oink. If I command you to howl, you howl. If you want howling, I could phone my boss. He seems to like canine puns. That's exactly what I thought as well. Looking back at it, Princess Dom was a very strong start. Probably. Is that scripted or is it randomized? Hey, what kind of disrespect is that, you disgraceful pig? I'm a serious monarch. Bend over and I'll give your ass a whipping for your insubordination. That sounds like a lot of work. You're putting a lot of the I don't know. I would imagine royalties wanting to do less work. Well, in the traditional sense, I mean. I could give you a whipped latte. Would that cheer you up? Yeah, okay, that was... fascinating. You don't seem to be fazed by the undertones of the aggressive response. 8,000 nerves in the clitoris alone. Those pale in comparison to your nerves. Now she's impressed. You know. Oh, you're not angry at me anymore? Princess Dom is not a queen of anger, but a queen of love. Painful and ever so excruciating love. I, Princess Dom, find your lack of disposition as a challenge and affront against my kingdom. You'll make for a fascinating vassal. Oh wow, that's a promotion. You know, like going from livestock to vassal, that's a huge upgrade. You know, in terms of hierarchies, that's a huge... I mean, she's been the most controversial of the bunch, being too aggressive. We could have done better. Our intention was to be respectful with the characters, and yet this one was a bit too much, right? Okay. I mean, not all of them will be perfect, so that's fine. Guess you were only in character all along. It's part of the foreplay, vessel. That was foreplay? Okay, wow. So who is this? Princess Dom? Who is a queen of which kingdom? Wouldn't it be a Princess Dom or Queendom instead of or something? I would ask the same question. It's kind of weird that, you know, she's saying the things I'm thinking. I suppose it's only fair that I extend a tiny portion of my foot for you to lick. Princess Dom is the alias I take upon myself from the infamous Feudal Dominance, an online community board with those with the taste for castles and raging libido. Castles and libido, okay? Okay. I wonder what this is, I wonder what the Feudal Dominance is, if there's a real world equivalent. Is there like a real world, like our world equivalent of what that is? Feudal dominance. Well, feudal makes sense because there's so much hierarchy in feudalism. There's no better place for an online medieval fucking than on feudal dominance. Okay. What's so great about living the medieval ages? Wouldn't you be concerned about sicknesses, poor plumbing, and attacks from Vikings, barbarians, and dragons? That is a sensible observation, except for the dragon part. However, you're missing the point, vassal. People are drawn in by the idea of domineering. Only a privileged few can be the rulers, while the rest grovel at their feet. But even amidst the world of pain, there's pleasure and some even relish being at the bottom and begging for tiny morsels from their rulers. So it's like eating cold pizza. The analogies are awesome. Like, I have a lot of thoughts. It's like eating cold pizza. Even if it's not the best, it's still somewhat good. What pathetic rhetoric. Your queen runs out of time and patience. I'll take my leave now, as I've got balls to bust today. Either work on your attitude or learn your place on the floor licking my feet. I don't understand. What was that? Was she picking a fight with me? Giving me a history lesson? Advertising some shoddy website? I see pain in my future, but she says that's kind of good or something. I love the attitude about like not like getting not getting any of this.
She's an expert for misfortune.
It feels like she has a lot of experience being in retail.
Yes.
I'm going to need more sticky notes just to keep track of all this. But she's also learning. She's like actually curious about what. Oh, relationship went up. Interesting. Well, that was an interesting day. Like, what? We are high on vanilla today, apparently.
Well, if she
Oh, it's a vanilla cream, that's why. How about let's go for pumpkin latte? No, let's go for black coffee today. Black coffee. Like, serious. Did that change things? Oh yeah, it made exotic really high. So let's get something with exotic in here. We have fantasy tips. I got exotic tips, 100%. That sounds pretty cool. Let's do that. All tips, fantasy tips. Instead of fantasy, we're gonna focus on this. Let's do that. Handcuffs, sure. I guess we can also put fantasy, sure. What's special? Oh. Alright, let's see what happens today. Okay, high on the exotic. Okay, and the last 3 messages I missed. Wait, I know that one. She helped crack Vine's gender egg. Sister. Oh. Who helped with that? Oh. Or 52? That's an interesting outfit. Even the mop has a bow on it. That's so cool. This person has been sitting quietly for a while, looking around menacingly. I don't think I've seen her before. Is that a maid dress? Did Mr. Wolfman hire her as a janitor? I can't really tell. Is everything alright? Halt, I'm analyzing this place out. Guess I should leave you alone for a while then. Wait just a moment. Okay, I'm done. So, what's the result of your analysis? This place is filthy. It showcases terrible care for hygiene. There's dust all over the shelves and small stains of coffee in sections of the floor. Well, aren't you the one supposed to be on cleanup duty? Shouldn't taking care of that be your job? What? I don't even work here. How rude. Way to go, Café. My apologies, so do you want another coffee? How can anyone sip roasted beans in this environment? No, this isn't good. The masters will not be pleased. Get the crew together, girl. I'm setting up an operation to sort this whole joint out. She's like the head maid. So you do work here? Why do you insist on thinking I'm an employee? The one that barged in here dressed for duty. Hold on, you don't recognize this outfit? Have you seriously never heard of the mop maid before? I've heard of mops and maids, never heard of the all-in-one package. You've been missing out, lady. She's a lead character of the popular streamed series Deep Gold Diggers. Oh god. I'm just seeing so many layers in that. Okay. It's a story about wealthy lovers that get involved in so many sexual affairs that they need to call their butler and maid team to clean up their constant mess. Okay. That sounds pretty funny, actually. They've gotten so used to it that one of their lovers even ends up having an affair with Mop Maid herself. That would happen eventually because you'll see, like, over and over you would see that this Mop Maid comes around and is the most responsible person in the room. So it could easily happen that one of them would, like, be really drawn to her. Okay. So Vine said, a Mario character trans to my gender. I see, okay. I don't think you mentioned which character, but yeah, okay. And her name was, oh, Bowsette. That sounds familiar. That happened? When did that happen? Oh, it's a meme? Oh, Princess Dawn was designer at around the time Bowsette became a thing. Got a lot of comparisons back in the day. Guess it was a subconscious inspiration. I see. Okay. I am so out of the loop. See, like I'm just lost here.
Yeah.
I'm like the main character in this story. Like I'm just completely lost. I've gotten so used to it that one of the lovers, yeah, sounds rich. Yet at the same time, the maids, the butlers, and sometimes even outsiders hold their own orgies inside their place to make themselves feel filthy rich. Huh. You know that I can see that as a very useful way of doing that. I mean, the place is not always busy. Sometimes people are away, so that's an interesting opportunity, right? Okay. Emphasis on filthy. After their sexy antics, they need to clean up all the stains and leftovers before their masters find out about the whole operation. It's a fantastic drama that keeps the viewers at the edge of their seat. It's a high production series, so it's advised to watch it with a box of tissues nearby. Wow. What's the tissues for? Oh, okay. I was like, is there a lot of crying? Okay, no. Huh. Wow. Ah, so it's also a tearjerker. See? I see, like... That's exactly what I was saying. Like, she's just saying... She's saying all the stuff that I would say.
They would have tried to write an ace character, they wouldn't have done.
That's awesome. No. But now, really, I just love Mop Maid. If she were here, she would have already planned out how to clean up the place. Had some wild party at the storage room and figure out a way to clean that up without anyone noticing as well. Give me a few minutes and I can calculate how to easily fit 10 people or so in the bathroom. I mean, it's an orgy, not a Tetris. I mean, it's like... Why won't you have a lot of... use the maximum amount? Why does it have to be in the bathroom? I mean, personally, I would leave the bathroom door open and use the entire space, the bathroom and the other spaces. I mean, that seems more reasonable. So, I don't think that'd be possible or advisable. Anyhow, I should be leaving now. This place looks nice, but it could do with some touch-ups. Do pass the message to the manager, okay? Will do. Well, I'm technically the manager, so at least that's out of the way now. Not offended by anything. Like, that's fantastic. Oh, I love the hearts. This is so cool.
Lotion showcase.
What's that? A hands-on showcase of a new lotion is happening at the convention. Now I got it. Fantasy. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get the feather duster. That's the exotic one. That's a good combination, the pumpkin latte and the cream pie. The honey thing is good, but for some reason if I was offered those two things, I would be like, this is perfect. Fits with the feather duster, the bunny, and the magic one. Kinda is going in like a Halloween direction, but also like magical girl direction. Okay. Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That was pretty good. Oh, well, we're matching the bunny thing here now. Well, there's a cosplayer I haven't seen around here before. She seems to be some sort of magician. She's also dressed up like a bunny. And that's one heck of a chest window. The whole getup is really emphasizing it. I wonder if it's even comfortable given how impractical it looks. Well, most costumes aren't super comfortable. Then again, that hasn't really been unusual around here. May I take your order, miss? Oh, Bunny, that's such a dry way of asking for your customer's love. So simple and nonchalant. You want to impress the customers that way. Where's the suggestive winking, the sensual and striking voice? You have to put a little more effort into it as a bunny, dear. Is it really necessary? I mean, this is a cafe, not a show. If winking could help with the tips, that'd be great, but I think the menu and the coffee covers the wages as it is. No, 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 you won't defeat the competition that way. You have to go grand if you wish to fight the grandiose. Where's the wild parties? Where are the exotic games? Bunny, you have to make sure your customers' eyes are on you, not on the place next door. Competition? The place next door is a pet shop. So literal. So literal. It's so awesome. It's the place where the manager gets all his costume ideas. I'm not exactly sure they count as our competition. Besides, everyone's eye seems to be on their puppies anyway. They're too adorable. I would ask them to get us some dogs, but then again, their fur would probably get in the beverages. We'd have lawsuits raining from the sky. Also, what's with the bunny nicknaming? Even with the puppies next door, customers should be eyeing up all of your bunnies instead, honey. After all, you have to be a real dazzling and sexy bunny girl to work at Miss Checkmate's casino. It's what brings the customers and all the money rolling in. Oh, she works at a casino. Casino, is there even such a place in this kind of town? Why, more specifically, what kind of competition is a bunny girl casino going to find around here? This place isn't exactly known for its gambling reputation. Why is she so oblivious that about cosplaying? Like, you know, like she's like unaware that they're all role playing. Oh, Bunny, you seem to be so very mistaken and confused. Her casino isn't a place you're going to find around town, not anywhere in reality. So, is she one of those original characters of the kind I've been hearing all about? Some kind of relative to Buns, perhaps? Bunny, do you not keep up with the latest trends? Haven't you ever heard of Bunny Splash Casino? Not really. Wait. Ah, I remember my roommate telling me about some kind of game with that name. She spent a whole week playing it. It's the first game I ever saw her glued to that wasn't about giant robots. Bingo, Bunny. If I hadn't given all my casino chip props away, you'd get some as a prize for getting the right answer. I prefer actual casino chips over prop money. So, Bun, have you actually given the game a try? It's quite a hot play. People are putting countless hours into it. Not really, no. Back when my roommate got a copy for us, I kept to myself in my room while trying out some new DIY kit that came out at the time, so I wasn't really interested in playing it. Plus, that buzzing sound I kept hearing from the living room when she played it didn't inspire much confidence either. What buzzing sound? I really appreciate this level of obliviousness. I thought they were bees, so I asked her about the noise. I got no answer, but her face went tomato red. So yeah, it definitely wasn't a bee. We're just laughing so much over here. Seems like your roommate had a wonderful time with it. Everyone that gets their hands on Bunny Splash Casino gets a special kind of experience out of it. Huh, sounds like a fun time. What kind of special experience is it? I shouldn't spoil the experience for you, should I, Bunny? Why don't you ask your roommate to set up a playthrough of the game for you later? I'm sure you'll come out of it seeing casinos in a whole new way. What's with the constant winking, anyway? Well, as long as it doesn't involve spamming my friends with item requests like my mobile games do. That's it's probably a step up, you know. I seriously can't play a farming game without ads for for multicolored dildos popping up anymore. What? In a farming game?
You know what? And
But she doesn't sound like she would be looking up sex toys very often. So I don't know why she's getting dildo ads unless her roommate's using her phone. Interesting. Suspicious. Checkmate, huh? Interesting. That's an interesting name. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the fantasy twist this time. We're gonna stay on pumpkin. Hey, the watermelon granita sounds interesting. Sure, let's go with the bikini armor. That's kind of... I don't know where you'd put it. But... yeah. You're gonna get tips, so sure.
it's ooh.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of weird cosplayers today, but at the very least I can tell that one is a pirate. A run-of-the-mill pirate. Bet 2 doubloons he'd greet me with the pirate lingo. Hello, may I take your order? Ahoy there, matey. I knew it. Blimey good place you swabbing in here, good for shanties and to wet the lips, har. So is the scallywag keeping the ship in shape? Ahoy to you too or something. I don't really know what you're talking about. Avast me, hearty, you be in the looks for a scallywag that's yet to grow her sea legs. You want to sit down while I flog you with some piracy knowledge? Not really, but then again, my shift is almost over. Whatever. So you're a pirate captain or something? Yo ho ho, but not any pirate, me heart. Me hearty. Avast yeah, I'm the infamous Captain Bootybeard, plundered or all booty. Booty being lingo for treasure. Right. And ass. Had to throw that in, you know, just in case there was some misunderstanding. Riveting. Captain Bootybeard is the meanest old salt to ever have risen a Jolly Roger. The exploits of said sea dog are well documented in the film The Booty Plunderer. I think I heard of it before. Hasn't that had like 4 films in the past decade? Nah, this one's a remake from the classic they made 20 years ago. Yes, they make too many remakes these days. Blow me down, me hearty. Look at the time. I must set sails. A landlubber like you must practice her pirate lingo, so you better get on that, you hear? What? Why? I could see me and the lads frequenting this pub. There would be worse places to be marooned at, so we might as well get in here and sing the good old shanties. So yeah, might as well get the gist, Savvy. Sure, I'll ask my roommate and see if she knows about it. Don't you have internet? Do pirates use internet? Well, shiver me timbers. Okay. Pajama party. The boss thought it'd be cute to organize a pajama party. Hopefully no one comes wearing only a robe. So coffee profits go 25% and snack profits go 25%.
Yeah.
I think this is as much as I want to show today. Let's look over what we unlocked so far. I think that would be interesting. Okay, so each category has a bunch of people. So we have one vanilla that's still not unlocked and another exotic that's not unlocked. Okay, interesting. I am not a cosplay. I'm not a cosplay. It's not even like she's like so out of touch that she's not even going into very much details on it. Anyway. Oh, she's a Libra too. Origin Earth reality.
Robots.
Best asset, a pocket multi-tool with 14 tools from screwdrivers to a small saw. Likes machines, hardware, work, and robot fights. Dislikes student loans and responsibilities. So now we know why she's here. It's because of student loans. What's in the glossary? Hero media. Recent years, there has been a boom in erotic and pornographic movies, animes, video games, novels, and role-playing communities, leading to an increase in cosplayers inspiring characters from adult media. This led to an adaptation of cosplay conventions to better cater to these newfound interests. While these have led to people being more open towards sex conversations and pornography as well as skin exposition, people still maintain their morals and boundaries. Well, yeah, of course, you need to have that. Especially for sex. Yeah, so it's deaths that are motivating her. Interesting. It's fine. We're glad you have it a shot. Full playthrough would take quite a while. Yeah. I try to leave some for the viewers so that like I don't spoil everything on stream. That's part of the reason why I don't finish one of these games from the bundle, or at least try to not finish. And you might want to get to the other games on the queue. Yeah, I'll get there soon. Glossary completion 44%. That's pretty cool. There's 6 characters, each with the 4 stages of progression, and a good chunk of people don't win on their first playthrough. We didn't have much time to balance it, but at least we learned a lot from it. Yeah, that's fantastic that you learned so much. Like, those are the best projects, right? Where you learn to do something different in the next iteration. I don't know if I even saved. It's auto-saved, I hope. Yeah, there it is. Love the art. I'll try it out at some point off stream and see how like the full unlocked artwork looks. Why is this taking so long to quit? Usually visual novels take a long time to load, but not a long time to quit. This seems to be the other way around. I'm also a little tired today because I didn't sleep last night. Okay, it's gonna take a moment to shut down, I think, but no. Screen has changed, so that's good enough. So yeah, interesting. There's yeah, 6 characters, 4 levels of love, and that's like 24 things, like 24 days at least of that. That's kind of interesting. Love the logos and the I really like the UI. It's very like it's very cartoonish, but also very balanced. It's not the lopsided cartoonish look. It's the more symmetrical one, which makes it really interesting. I prefer that personally. Really good choices in colors too. And the writing's great. The writing's fantastic. Yeah, so that's our that's the first game. Whipped and Steamy Cosplay Cafe. If anyone wants to check it out, you can get it at whalesandgames.itch.io, where you can get all the other games too. 2 of which I've already showcased in the past. But yeah. I missed a message. Just a second. Taking a quick chance to pitch our current in-development game, Town Seek, can be wishlisted on Steam and aims to be for a more universal audience. Okay, cool. Is it also on itch? I'm gonna just, yeah, this one, Town Seek. This is their newest game. And what do you do here? You like get on your airship, fly wherever you want. So it's an open world kind of thing. Discover picturesque towns and landmarks. Make a profit by buying and selling in different towns. Okay, so you do trading. Fish from the comfort of your ship. Oh, cool. The gold rush never ends. Try out the ship's experimental turbo. Equip different balloon sails. Complete your collection log by trading away. Huh. Okay, cool, interesting. So it's kind of like an open world resource gathering type of thing. Exploration, resource gathering, trading, and all that. Sounds interesting. It looks pretty cool too. So that's Town Seek. You can also wishlist it on Steam. Let's see. It goes to Steam here. Yeah, it does. So yeah, you can wishlist it on Steam. It looks pretty nice. The colors are very well balanced as well, I think. The blues, the reds, and the greens. Yeah, again, the 4 primary colors showing up here. Really cool. So if anyone wants to check it out, you can probably wishlist it on Steam. Also get a version of it on itch.io. Yeah, looks like the jam version here. Okay. Yeah, we're done with the first game of today's session. So I'm gonna go take a break, about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll be back with our second game in a very short time. It has a game jam version, right? That's what I thought too. Being different. Cool. How do I? Oh yeah. I haven't done my indie stream in a while, so I'm kind of like forgetting the controls and the shortcut. Hey Jasmine, we just finished our first game, which was like fantastic. It was hilarious. It was called Whipped and Steamy, a cosplay cafe, and it was really good writing and really cool art. I had to shut off the adult content for streaming's sake, but yeah, it was really, really funny. I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, and the dev is also in chat. Well, the artist and dev are in chat. I think I'm gonna give them a shout out because they're awesome. Yeah, so check that out. Anyone who's interested, the game is free right now. You can get it at whalesandgames.itch.io. Right, so I'll make sure you stretch, hydrate, or do whatever you need to take care of yourselves, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hello. Sorry, that took longer than 5 minutes. I'm a bit slow today. I didn't sleep last night, so that's part of the reason. Okay, so we are ready for our next game. Our next game is about a caterpillar, something. It's a Hermit, the sluggish caterpillar of the sea. There's a lot going on there. Hermit, sluggish, caterpillar, and sea. There's like crabs that attack you and stuff. So this one is a prototype, I believe, and it's free. And you can also get a demo on Steam. Yeah, so, but I think the prototype would be interesting to check out anyway. Now, I don't remember what I had to do to run this game because I remember there was some complications. Wish I remember what the complications were, but I guess I'll discover it as I'm trying it out. So, if you want to check out this game, it's by Sharpstone Studios. You can get it at sharpstonestudios.h.io. Alright, so here it says Hermit the lone sluggish caterpillar of the sea is looking for a new home, if only it weren't for those annoying sea creatures. Help Hermit defend his home using the power of shells. Left right arrow, joystick, move Hermit. Up arrow is exit or enter shell. I guess Y button. X button activates shell ability. A button is a jump. Okay. And B button uses it as a shelter. There are 2 types of shells with 2 different abilities. Use them wisely. It's also a global game jam game. It's like a game jam game in general. Let's try it out. I'm gonna use my controller. Try to use my controller. Looks pretty. How do you take it? How do you take it? Oh, like that. Oops. Oops. Come on. Grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. Got it. And you can hide inside like that. I'll do this. Oops. Oops. Can't even touch them. Oh. Defense also matters, like which side it is. Cool, interesting. Oops. Oh my god. The shell moves backwards. That's kind of counterintuitive. Like, if I'm facing away from something, then I press X and then it like does that. Like that. Ooh, that was good. Oh, missed. Oh, missed. Oh, 50 points. That's better. Fish hooks are terrible. Oh my god. Ooh. That was... okay, that's too crowded. I got 100 points? Because I killed a shark? It's pretty amazing. Didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. Oh, come on. 70 without a shark. $120. Slightly better. Oh, missed. That was a bad miss. Missed both of them. That was a close one. Damn it. It's a one-hit death thing. 170? That's pretty good. Damn. Narrow misses. Oops. Don't stand near the edges. Wasn't for the hook, I would have been fine. Oh. The hooks are way too random. Unexpected. Too many. Oh, that was a close one. Okay, I think I've shown what I can of this game. Can't think of anything else that I can add here. So this was Hermit, the Sluggish Caterpillar of the Sea by Sharpstone Studios. If you want to check it out, you can get it at sharpstonestudios.itch.io. Posted the link in chat. That was our second game of today's session. I'm going to take another break and I'll be back with our last game. Our last game is called Escaped Chasm, sorry. It's a little RPG Maker game. Explore it together once I get back. Make sure you stretch, hydrate, relax, and do self-care. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. The last game was short. I think this one's gonna be short as well. So this upcoming game is called Escaped Chasm, and it's by Temi. You can get it at tuyoki.itch.io. Oh, I should change the game category. I forgot. I knew I was forgetting something. I didn't sleep last night, so. Escaped Chasm. It's very blue and white, and it looks really cool. Let's get a closer look. See? Very blue. It's also free. You can name your price. It's a small little RPG Maker game about a lonely girl with a connection to another world that she sees in her dreams. May contain some loud and prolonged low, high-pitched moments and unsettling atmosphere or elements. May also contain some flashing light moments. Just a warning for everyone. Tem here. It's my first time making an RPG Maker game. It's my first time trying to put together my own project outside of an animated thing, though I guess this still is sort of that. I always wanted to make an RPG Maker game, though I guess it isn't much of a game. It's around 15 to 20 minutes long, though I guess it could be longer if you try to get all the endings. There are 4 different endings you can get. Small warning that one of the endings is a little creepy, unsettling, but hopefully it's not too much. Also, occasionally a movie might freeze. I'm not really sure what causes this. If it happens, try restarting the game. I'm sorry if this happens. Seems like this has been working for some people as a fix, so you could give it a try. The link to fix something. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you like it. I'll try to make more one day. Hopefully I set up the downloading option right where you don't have to pay for it, but feel free to donate if you like to support me. Cool. Seems like they did pretty much everything except for the music and the sound. Interesting. Yeah, let's try this out. So I guess this will be also a shorter showcase. Partially because the game isn't very long, and partially because I'm very tired right now. So we're gonna try to just see a little bit of this. It's super pretty. Sure. Let's play the opening. Sure. Let's play movies. Sometimes when I close my eyes, when I let my mind drift, I can feel a world beyond my own. It's vast and beautiful. I can see through the eyes of a girl I admire. However, as my consciousness slips back to me, I remember that this euphoric dream is not real. As I awaken, my connection to that world slowly fades away from my memory. I won't let that world escape me. I will hold on to these fragments of my dreams in any way I can. Sounds like a headspace. Maybe I can even here truly reach thee. But maybe one day I can still become the girl I see in that place. This feels like dysphoria and inner world stuff. I think I'm done drawing for the day. Oh yeah, she draws them too. Wonder where my mom and dad could be. Very retro music. A lot of drawings of your imaginings and a world you wish you lived in. Your skill is not where you want it to be yet, but you're still proud of what you've made. Cool. There's a snake. Oh, it's a cute snake. Melody looks sickly. Melody looks sickly. He refuses to eat. What should I do? It's a pile of clothes ready to be washed. Your drawer is full of clothes your parents brought for you. You don't really have a sense for fashion yourself. Picture from frame that holds a photo of your younger you. It's your garbage can. There's a lot of crumpled up paper full of sketches you don't like. It's your diary. What would you like to do? Read today's entry. They aren't back today either. When will mom and dad come home? I'm really lonely. Melody isn't doing so well. You won't eat anything for some reason. To pass the time, I've been imagining stories that have become so vivid I nearly forget reality. In these stories, I'm who I always wanted to be. Brave, strong, unafraid, living freely and living in a forest of wonders, the world of my dreams. I even have friends. At the end of these imaginings, I have to remember that world isn't real. At the end of the day, I have to remember I'm just me, the me who is pathetic, the me who is cowardly, the me who is alone. It's the oven. It's a little scary. There's a painting over the oven. Sure. It's a painting of a dog looking at the sea. The kitchen sink is clogged up a bit. The refrigerator. It's fully stocked, but it's hard to decide what to eat. Kitchen garbage can. A potted plant. Is that a printer? No, it's a radio. The radio, it plays a lot of old music. Some bills and papers. It's the TV. It seems like a cartoon's about to start. Sure. That's the cartoon. Huh, big character becoming a dragon. Your heroes stand a chance. I think she wants to be a dragon. You are in awe. You love this show. When she when she was talking about who she wants to be, the camera zoomed in on a picture of a dragon. I think she wants to be a dragon. Or maybe she is a dragon, she just, internally she's a dragon. We should try calling my parents. No answer. Kind of tired, like to rest a bit. I need to rest a bit as well. I'm actually falling asleep while I'm playing this. Parents are going away somewhere. How long did I sleep for? I should look around and see if they came back yet. Tomorrow. Interesting. He's afraid of going outside for some reason. The refrigerator is fully stocked. And the music's also making me fall asleep. So we could watch another. Hey, there's a set of eyes near this chair. Isn't our normal reclining chair? Did they come back and change the chair? What is that? Eye just staring at you from the TV? Whoa. Who are you? Just a visitor. Is there anything I can do for you? Not really, I'm just here to observe. Observe? What are you observing? Just here to see what happens. What do you mean? game is cool. I like the close-up shots. There was a strange guy in the house today. I couldn't believe my eyes. Wasn't sure if he was real or not. I was a little alarmed at first, but maybe I just imagined him. Melody stopped moving. I think he's sleeping. When will mom and dad come home? I don't know what to do. How do I help him? Kind of sleepy, should take a rest. Okay. Not even eating herself. This looks like depression. Yeah, I think it's I think I showed a little bit of it. Like we did like 2 days of it. So I think this is a good time to stop. So if anyone wants to check out this game, it's called Escaped Chasm. It's some sort of a psychological RPG. You can get it at tuyoki.h.io. I think it's their first game that they made. And looks really cute, and it's probably very interesting story as well. Like eventually it's gonna probably get even more interesting. So yeah, that's something interesting, something exciting to check out. It's also free right now. So yeah, that's cool. I was falling asleep because I'm just really tired. I didn't sleep last night, so. Okay, so that was our last game of today's session. Alright. That was cool. So today we looked at games number 592, Whipped and Steamy Cosplay Café by Whales and Games. Game number 593, Hermit, the Sluggish Catterpillar by Sharpstone Studios. Game number 594, Escaped Chasm by Temi. The music on this stream is by Andrew Sitkoff and the sounds are by Shapeforms. The art is done by myself and Rifna. If you want to check out more of Rifna's art, you can type in !artist to get more details of that. Yeah, so I will be coming back with more, maybe some like casual indie game stream on Wednesday. It could be Finitopia, it could be something else. I haven't really decided. It's gonna be decided on the day. Yeah, we're only 2 sessions away from getting halfway through. So on about, I think next week is our 199 session on the 31st. And then on November 7th is gonna be my 200th session. That's when we're gonna reach the halfway point. So pretty exciting. So on Wednesday I'll be back with more indie games of, like, not from the bundle, but other games that I'm playing. I got my Steam Deck dock, so I could even play something from the Steam Deck and stream that. That would be fun. I'm gonna be doing 3 missions of Control this Friday, and it's gonna be the end of the main story. It's not the end of the story, it's just the end of the story before the DLCs. So it's gonna wrap up the main plot of Control itself, and then the DLC is gonna expand the lores and connect it further into, like, it's gonna have interesting stuff. I don't want to spoil it, but the DLCs are fantastic. But this week we're going to try to finish the main mission. So that's gonna be mission 8, 9, and 10, something like that. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it because there's some moments coming up in that game that are like epic. Those moments are by many people considered to be one of the best gaming moments in gaming history. So yeah, I'm excited to get into that. So that's this Friday, the 28th. Yeah, 2 milestones. Yeah, I'm excited. So I hope to see some of you then, especially for the control one, because that's I really love hearing all your thoughts on it. Thoughts and inputs and theories and questions. Those are very interesting to me. So look forward to having some discussions with some of you. And I think we might raid somebody before I head out. It's a good game to transition into. Actually, I got a raid from somebody a while ago. They're playing Coral Island, which is a very chill game, so we could give them a raid. Yeah, so we're gonna raid Honeyed Satan. And our raid message is Hearts of Light and Shadows, shift the balance in your favor. You can put whatever emojis you want around that. So Coral Island is a very relaxing Stardew Valley-like game. So I'm sure it's gonna be fun. Again, I'll just paste the raid message in again. You can use my new emoji, which is gonna be expiring at the end of this month, to be replaced by something else possibly. You can use that if you have access to it. You can also use any other emojis you want. So that's a raid message. And so you all have a relaxing week. Do a lot of self-care, stay hydrated, stay balanced. We'll see you next time. Good night.